guys, what's up? It's me and welcome to Fear.jpg. This is, oh god, Jesus. This is RWBY Volume 8, Chapter 10, Ultimatum, which is, just a great thing. Just a great thing to read first thing in the morning. Gotta love just as the fog of war covers the kingdom, Atlas nears its breaking point. That's great. Ironwood's I almost said Iron Man. Ironwood's the thumbnail. Which, I was starting to wonder where old James was. We're about to find out. I haven't been spoiled. The only things I really know is that apparently there is a hug. And, I guess Winter does something. That's it. It's only Sunday. And I've been in busy hell. Also, I chopped off all my hair. I'm sorry. It's looking weird today, so just bear with me, y'all. Let's just go into it. My cat's already here. Oh, that's new. Flashing lights. I'm afraid. Now I'm really afraid. Now I'm like genuinely, I feel bad as I'm adjusting the audio levels. If like one person was like, the audio's perfect, don't change it. And now it already got messed up, dude. I'm so sorry. Goodbye to all the things we love. Gave up our lives just to find that it was not enough. I love how I move my microphone and my cat immediately is like, oh, I can access a new area? I will step on everything. Thought someone was home. Oh, demise tragic, and before our eyes there's no place here. Maybe the path that leads our way home will finally clear. Maybe the end we tried to avoid is already here. We'll never bloom, something right on the vine. Too soon, some people will never ever die. Sorrows not end in peace. Countdown to Ruby's impending breakdown, because we all know her mental breakdown is just approaching on the horizon, and I need to do another ranking. We'll see if I remember enough at the end of the day to rank everyone's mental state. I'm not optimistic for everyone. I need to sit on this side so y'all can actually see me. I'm caffeinated. Why are you standing like that? This is the fascist version of you had to do it to him.
Sir, we have confirmation that Dr. Watts has escaped military headquarters with the assistance of Cinderfall. We do have Jacques Schnee in custody.
I don't give a damn about Jacques Schnee. What about the other two?
Sir, Bronwyn and Hill have evaded capture.
Hee 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 hee.
Are monitoring every exit, so they must still be inside the compound.
Local man beaten up by a bird!
Search everywhere for them. Do not return to this office until you have Crow Bronwyn in custody.
Fuck Robin, I guess.
What's the status of our...
Before they... It was the magic. Oscar? How are you? You're just fine? How are you fine?
Is everyone alright?
I don't think you should be breathing that stuff in.
What?
They were still inside.
They can't be. They aren't. How long will that take to dissipate?
Target destroyed. Good work. But no time to celebrate. Return to the academy at once. We've got a new problem.
But that wasn't us.
Tell him that.
We can tell him in person.
I would
Back up. We're leaving.
tell him that immediately. Because you know how now have an extra bomb. Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Where are they?
Did anyone respond?
No.
Well, she'll come back. In the interim, we need a plan.
Plan? The plan hasn't changed. I'm going to rip the maiden power out of Penny Polendina. Because you're going to bring her to me.
I beg your pardon?
You said in your message that you have control over Penny.
I said I had Penny under control, not that I could telekinetically force her to do whatever I want.
Important distinction.
What?
I implanted a virus in her, you dimwit. She's on the set path now. At least she should be. As much as I hate to admit it, there seems to be some part of her capable of resisting. Regardless, it's only a matter of time before her mechanical body succumbs to the virus. She'll open the vault, then she'll destroy herself, and our little Penny problem will be over.
What do you mean she'll destroy herself? How am I supposed to take her power if she's dead?
You know, it's impressive that you haven't realized this yet, but I don't work for you. Please, you can't just threaten me like everyone else.
You think you're so clever, don't you, Arthur?
Salem sent you to bring me back.
Salem isn't here right now. But I think we can still come up with a plan while she's pulling herself together. First, I'm gonna watch you plummet to an unremarkable end. And then I'm going to burn a path directly to the vault, where I will wait to tear that magical puppet to pieces.
Jesus.
Take what is mine.
Oh, of course you are! Because that's just what you do, isn't it? And how has that worked out for you? You stormed into Freya's room thinking you could take on Ironwood's top fighter and War Machine. But you couldn't. And that machine became the Winter Maiden. Oh, and let's not forget your deal with Raven Brown.
You're asking to die.
Your enemies in one place so you'd have a shot at revenge. If only someone could have warned you against such a miserable idea.
Dude.
Oh, wait. I did. But you pushed ahead and you lost it when all you had to do was your job. You think you're entitled to everything just because you suffered, but suffering isn't enough.
Shit.
Strong, you have to be smart. You can't just be deserving, you have to be worthy. But all you have ever been is a bloody migraine.
Oh, is she crying? She looks like a kid again. Okay.
Blake?
Yang, are you okay? Where are you?
Yeah, we're fine. Is everyone there all right?
We're alive.
What's
Mental health,
Oscar?
though. Guys, they're okay.
What do we do about her?
Oh, the first person to ever actually protect her, and they
Hazel?
died in the process.
I'm sending you a map. You're in the agricultural area. Just head to this access point to reach the Red Line subway tunnel. Then follow the route I've drawn for you.
Got it. I'll see you soon.
You can't be serious. You want us to work with her?
I'm just saying it makes the most sense. We're all enemies of Salem, including her.
No, I'm with Blondie. You don't like me, I don't like you. So how about we just part ways and you never have to see me again?
You're not going anywhere. Not after everything you've done.
Knife.
Can't let all of our actions stem from fear. If she could help us, I think we should consider it.
She is part of the reason I have this.
That is also
I'm not
true.
going to just forgive her. Everything that happened at Beacon, she lied to us, tricked us. She's dangerous.
Purple. What's purple?
don't
Angry
have to
and
forget
sad, maybe?
You have every reason to feel that way. Just maybe give her a second chance. We've already gotten quite a bit of help today from someone we don't exactly trust right now.
You mean Osbin? I had a feeling.
He's back? I know how you feel, but he saved my life. And when we were tortured, he took it. So I wouldn't have to. He entrusted me with this, and the massive amount of power he had stored up in it.
Oh.
Kinetic energy that he spent lifetime after lifetime accumulating in the cane he built.
Shit.
That's how you did that? Using all of the stored up power?
Not all, but most.
Damn.
We have to be careful with how we use the rest. He trusted my judgment, and it saved us.
He gave you a battery pack.
We'll reciprocate that trust. There's a lot to sort out, but Oz really wants to help.
Thank you, Oscar.
I don't suppose that's your doing, Emerald. Oh, they took shelter. This is some Hunger Games shit.
All of Atlas is down here.
They're supposed to go to the crater. Oh, they have berets on their uniforms.
I've seen what you can do, Emerald. However this fight ends, we could really use someone like you.
She's facing the consequences of her actions head on this time. Oh, she's gonna fuck with Ironwood so hard one day.
It's about time.
Dude, your hair gel.
Decisive blow to Salem today.
Actually, that wasn't our payload, sir. I brought it back with us.
Then who could have... But you still have it. This may be useful. Penny still hasn't come to the vault, meaning Watts was either incompetent or he betrayed us. At this point, we'll never know. Cinderfalls attacked command and escaped with him. And that's not all we've lost.
Sir?
Crow and Robin have also escaped. Salem's creature was destroyed. But that doesn't mean we've stopped her. She will return, and she will throw everything she has at us until there is nothing left. And we are perilously close to that already. I need the Winter Maiden now. It's the only way Atlas can survive.
Are you gonna tell Winter to kill Penny?
Schnee, bring me Ark, Rand, and Shaolong.
What for, sir?
Hostages?
I had Crow in my hands, and I didn't do what needed to be done. I will not make that mistake again. I know. I'm ashamed I didn't think of it earlier. Leveraging the lives of her friends, it's the only way to make Penny listen to reason.
Sir, I'm sorry, but we don't have them. Operative Schnee let them go.
You... what?
Winter allowed them to go on board the creature to rescue their friend. And they never came back.
And here's Harriet making a power play. Thanks, Harriet. Thanks for that.
They were our last chance. Now I have nothing!
We do not bargain with lives, James.
Sir, we are detecting non-military ships on radar. Dozens of them.
Ships? Whose ships?
They appear to be Schnee Dust Company freighters, sir.
Full of people.
They're heading straight for Mantle.
Weiss. I see. They're trying to save Mantle.
Yeah!
This has always been about Mantle, hasn't it?
I wonder what that constellation is.
I need to make a call.
Fucking excuse me? So much for not caring about Jacques Schnee. You've got to be kidding me.
Someone survive?
Your boss won't stay dead.
I missed you too.
All alone in crowded rooms I'm in, complete my life is paused when you're not here.
Where's Nora?
Oscar, you...
No, she's okay. I can...
No, no, no,
Kids,
no.
the cargo ships you sent just made it, but they're not alone.
May? What are you talking about?
Oh my gods.
Run! Everyone into the mine!
Were those?
Oh, she could.
This is an emergency CCT broadcast.
What is wrong with
What's
you?
going on? Those ships. They were going to save people. Why would...
I have always promised to defend this kingdom, its technology, its future, from those who would see it destroyed. Our enemy is crippled, but one individual still denies Atlas its salvation. The protector of Mantle.
What is wrong with you?
Penny, wherever you and your friends are, I need you all to listen. I know how much Mantle means to you, so I'm going to give you a choice. You can bring yourself to Atlas Academy and do your duty. Help me save as much of Atlas as I can, and Mantle will be left to fend for itself.
How is...
You can all watch as I destroy it.
How is this justice?
I have one bomb. That's all it will take. If there is no Mantle, then there is no reason for you not to work with me. Neither of us want it to come to that.
No.
But one of us is willing to do it.
If anyone tries anything other than what I've ordered, Mantle is gone.
You have 1 hour to respond.
Are you...
I hope you live up to the title I gave you.
Penny, she's still there. What? What? It's not even justice. It's not justice. It's barely peace. It's not even peace. It's I don't even have... How can you claim to be defending and protecting the good of people, the greater masses of the world, the people, and then use their lives as... This is not justice. This is not bargaining. This is not a ball up in the air. This is not leverage. This is murder. It's a murder and a hissy fit from a man who could not understand the difference between what he's doing anymore. Hi, baby. I know it's a show. I know that by all means I'm overreacting and like, yeah, it's his character. It's what he's gonna do. It's a show. It's what's happening. But it's like, it's one of those fun things that like happens to some degree in reality. And it's just... My cat is purring. This is the most emotional support I've gotten from my cat in 5 years. Just... Oh, the staff will save... It's not even about that anymore. It's not even about that, because the staff can't do enough. It is not a matter... It's not a MacGuffin. You can't just take this staff and boom, Salem's gone. Boom, everyone is safe. Boom, we get to take Atlas up into the sky and the CCT is reestablished and all is well. That's not how it works anymore. That's never how it would have worked. It's not even the ends justify the means because this isn't the ends. And just... his delight over all of it, just bring them to just using her friends as leverage. Congratulations, James Ironwood. You have become the very thing you sought out to destroy. I know that there's so much more that happened than just that one part, and like I have the words for it, but I'm just... It's one of those things that I object to on just such a fundamental level of just the threatening and the killing in mass of people in order to serve your own gain or get someone to play along is one of those things that I find utterly inexcusable. And like we see that in our current world with everything going on. So this is just one of those things where it's like, oh, that's a little too real. It's a little too real today. Oh, just... Congratulations, James Ironwood. You either die a hero or live long enough to become a villain. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. James. This is gonna sound really bitter, but I would love I cannot wait to see the backflips that people are going to do to try to justify what he's doing. Because the thing that I've noticed across this season especially has just been a lot of people defending Ironwood and his choices, or saying that he's been really out of character, when he's been on this path since Volume 4. He has been on this path from Volume 4 steadily, and in some cases as early as Volume 3. He's been heading here for a while. And there's been a lot of people just being like, oh, this is bad writing, they ruined his He was coming for this, y'all. From the very moment, like, he brought a military, like, fleet to the Olympics. Like, we'll talk about what the fuck. He's been heading down this path. I cannot wait to see the backflips people are gonna do to try to defend this. Oh, my cat found her cheese stick. That's what that is. Oh, God. And the fact that the people all saw that, too. They all know that they've been forsaken by him. Even those in Atlas. Because they saw that same broadcast. Which I am a little curious if that was that like a worldwide broadcast? Because it was a CCTV one. So like, most likely it would have been just using the Atlas Tower, since the Amity Arena, or Amity Coliseum, was not 100% up in the air. It's not at the high enough altitude, which is why the signal dropped. But the conversation between Watts and Cinder I wasn't expecting. I had a feeling she wasn't just gonna kill him, but she's cracking. He had I loved his speech though. I really enjoyed that. Just, you think that because you've endured pain that you deserve this, that you've earned it. Like, congratulations, you've hit her very specific trauma. It's that she's really not that hard to figure out in that regard. And he figured it out immediately. He could have been less condescending about it, but I do applaud him on lecturing her about being a petulant child and a headache while dangling off the side of a building. Although I did have a moment, and this is just my stupid brain, it was like her arm was really extended. I can imagine doing that for a short period of time, but like, if you hold your arm out to the side long enough, it gets really sore. If you hold your arm out to the side holding something heavy for long enough, it gets sore quicker. If you're holding an entire dude 50 feet away off a building, how shredded is Cinderfall's grim arm? Like, it's just one of those, it has no bearing on the plot. It's just really funny to think about how strong her arm must be in order for that to happen. Like, I was kind of thinking that, like, you'd think it would sag. Like, I can put up pictures from my Weiss photo shoot literally forever ago, but that Mertnister was 10 pounds of aluminum, and I'm not left-handed. Just holding it at my side like this, you can see how tensed my arm is. So just imagine that, but times like 13, and then move it further from the, like, ma'am, are you good? Can we just get an F in the chat for Monstra? Oh, rip. Beautiful big whale. I'm curious how long that will take to dissolve. Because we see that it is dissolving, that's what that giant cloud is, and Jesus Christ, I don't think they're supposed to be breathing that in. But it also seemed like it destroyed most of the Grimm in the area as well. Like, also, I noticed and appreciated Oscar's choice of words of saying all the power he had stored up, because he knows that if he starts mentioning magic, things are gonna get dicey. But also, it might not have entirely have been magic, because he does seem a little bit more Oz-y than normal, but he has kind of been just because of how much they've been switching back and forth with the torture. Everyone's response to Emerald doesn't surprise me. I'm honest, that's about how I expected for everything. I can see where Yang was like, she's part of the reason I have this. It was like, I guess tangentially, she's part of the reason. But ultimately, you not having your arm comes down to Adam Taurus. She had a bigger role to play in losing your reputation. It is interesting that Ren... I love that Ren was just like, I'm gonna put all of my emotions right here, and then one day I'll die. And then he learned how to, like, see others' emotions and kind of sort them out and process it and, like, empathize with people more or less. And now he's like, let me tell you how you... And how did that make you feel? It's very interesting. It's also just kind of funny that he's just like, I know I'm really low on aura, so I should keep this stockpile and like start recharging that bar. That being said, I am gonna see how everyone's doing. Oh god. So like we all knew Harriet
Good luck with being a cop! Cop!
was a bootlicker and a bitch. We all knew it. We've been new. But she really did just...
This is getting stupid!
But also notice how she says they wanted to get their friends. So as far as Ironwood is concerned, Oscar is still dead. As far as he's concerned, Ozpin is gone. So that's gonna... Oh god, that's gonna bite him in the ass really hard soon. And Winter is losing her... God, the look on her face when he was like, bring me these people. It's like, we can just... Why couldn't I think of it? We'll use them. And he is running out of aura because you can tell that he's losing his, what's it called? Not a semblance. I know it's called a semblance. He's losing metal, which is being able to basically turn off all of his emotions. He's definitely losing that, which isn't, but just the eagerness with which Harriet threw her under the bus, like, while Winter and Marrow very much stepped up, because after Clover, it was like, oh yeah, Harriet seemed to be like the self-appointed leader, but Marrow was the one who kind of took charge. He was the one at the front of the plane with Winter. He was the one acting more rationally of them. And none of them really took it. They were all being asses to him, frankly, and not really listening to him, but he was the one functioning as a leader. And so at the opportunity to throw the only person who sees that under the bus and basically get commanding authority over the Aesops and prove herself to an increasingly destabilizing Ironwood, and then, look, I'm always a sucker for emotional semblance activation. I'm always down for that. I'm always down for... He's such a slimy little fucking... I'm both very relieved that everyone is back together and very concerned, because usually in situations like this, we're given a glimmer of hope and then we're shot. So, oh god, and just, Ren just, where's Nora? Like, yeah, baby boy figured out his emotions, thinks he's gonna have this thing, like, oh Nora, I know the world's going to hell, but I'm sorry about this thing, and like, oh no, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have pushed you, and blah blah blah, and they're gonna have a nice, good conversation about that, and it's like, hey, by the way, about that, Ren, your girlfriend's been in a coma! Fuck. I mean, she's awake now. Which, what a thing to wake up to. What a thing to wake up to. Hi, Nora. You've been asleep off and on for the past 8 hours. Did you know that if you don't make a choice in the next 1 hour, that you're gonna be partially responsible for the deaths of hundreds, if not thousands of people? On the bright side, she did get dressed. So she's feeling better in that regard. Her scars look so fucking neat, yo. I really hope they light up either A, with her semblance, or B, with dust, or C, with both whenever she does stuff. That'll be rad as hell. But it's good that she's doing better. And I still think it's funny that Nora probably has the highest the highest amount of aura left of everyone involved right now. God, and then of course, as he's shooting down the SDC ships, they're literally crashing, and like, you have to know when you stand in a dark room with a single light above you. So like, this is one of those moments where you can really see the renderer, and I feel kind of bad pausing on it, but like, you have to know when you stand in a dark room under a singular cone light above you and deliver an ultimatum that you're making a bad choice, right? No one does that for a good reason. Like, you never have the good guy do that. Like, at some point you have to reflect. Like, hey James. Hey James. Hey James, what the fuck? I feel like there's gonna be a compilation of just me saying hey James, because there is already one for the first episode, and then we're just gonna get to this, and it's gonna have gone from me just standing up going, what the fuck? Yeah, this may as well happen. Oh, gotta love me a 3D renderer. Okay, but I am... Oh, baby girl. Can we just... Poor Ruby got, like, 3 cc's of serotonin when she saw her sister and got a hug and got physical affection and saw that her friends were alive and not dead after this giant explosion happened and they thought that they were dead. Like, she got this moment of, like, oh, thank God. And then... like, I was saying, oh, I really gotta move her up on, like, the tier list that I have of the ranking of how they're all doing emotionally. And then this happens. Which, I mean, to be fair, she's probably running more on anger than anything else at this point. Also, can we just get an F in the chat for Weiss? Because, like, Ruby gets this giant... pick-me-up spin hug. Also, that... Okay, the little... Where is it? That's so... I'm sorry, that's so cute, and it's throwbacks to Volume 3 when she literally just tackles Crow and gets held out on her arm. And, God, this girl needs so much fucking therapy. Get Ruby Rose a therapist immediately. I mean, all of them need a therapist, let's be real. But let's get Ruby specifically a therapist. And Yang's just being so chill about it, as if she wasn't so happy. And that little smile. This is the Ruby Rose Stan Squad, I'm sorry. But yeah, Weiss gets so shacked, they get the affectionate moment, Weiss gets a quick hug, and like, to be fair, her other teammates are her sister and her girlfriend. So yeah, of which, oh, can I just, her little, she's so... And you know, when Blake is doing that, she usually does the, would she think, like, do you think she thinks less of me? That moment that Yang had, yeah, that's Blake's mind, and then she does it this, and she's blushing. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I present to you...
Game!
Oh... Okay, I'm sorry. Is there anything more affectionate than a gentle forehead touch? Is there anything more affectionate than a gentle forehead touch? Because I do not think so, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like there's literally a specific quote from Guillermo del Toro about Pacific Rim, about how the end of the movie, how they could have had Raleigh and Mako kiss, but it was like they didn't because they didn't need to. They didn't need to say anything. Because they already, like, that's what we have right there. Anyway, I'm focusing on the happy things so I don't spiral into panic and depression. Which is, oh god. And Ruby's response, I think, to Emerald was, she handled it better than I expected, honestly. Which they that pose, that's the last thing you see before. Can we just appreciate we have anger. Generally, the neutral face of displeasure with a hint of, what? Ren's just vibing here. Jean is more concerned about Ruby being in her pose of, I'm going to kill you. Weiss and Jean are both just going, do we need to hold Ruby back? I think we might need to hold Ruby back. Because I think of all the people there, the people who are most likely to want to hurt Emerald are Ruby and Yang. One, because Emerald and Mercury were a pair of cronies. Yeah, you're okay, baby girl, come on. We're a pair of cronies together. And Emerald was instrumental in, you know, Yang breaking his leg and that whole skis and causing tension and reputations and bad shit. But more specifically, and the bigger one here in my eyes, it is and of course it's going to be the bigger one in my eyes because I'm me, so why is anyone surprised? But she is the reason why Penny died the first time. Because, yeah, Emerald did the illusion that caused Yang to lose her reputation. But Emerald really did make Pyrrha have to use her semblance because she messed with her mind enough to basically have her have a mental breakdown, and, you know, it resulted in the murder of Penny 1.0. So you can understand why Ruby looks like she's gonna commit murder. I think she's valid. She shouldn't do it, but you know what? Ruby Rose can do little a murder as a treat. Oh god, Ruby's mental breakdown was just postponed. I think, watch that be the finale. Watch that be the finale, is Ruby having a mental breakdown. That's just gonna... I just have All That Matters playing in my head right now as I'm like, I'm gonna choose to focus on this moment of joy instead of everything else. Also, who took this picture? Who took the picture? Did she set it on a timer? Like, if it was a selfie, I would understand. But she really did just, like, set up a tripod in the middle of a dying whale. So love that her profile picture is so fucking good, because it's so clearly Cinder wanted to take a profile picture of her and Neo didn't want to. So she was just like, no, stop it. But your boss won't stay dead, but you will without this, which is just... If you want it, you know what you need. This just in, Cinder getting ego checked. I'm curious what the ... was. It was probably meetup location, like where to make an exchange. Tag yourself, find Ruby Rose T-posing to assert dominance. I really love that. I want to just put her into random situations, just opening a door into chaos. This is just the community meme. No, it's not, but it could be. Neo. I mean, I guess ultimately what she wants more than anything is revenge on Ruby for what happened to Roman. So it makes sense that she would bargain with Cinder because they have the same target. All I can think of is Cinder's, like, whole spiel from Volume 3. It's like, you put your trust, your students, your academies in the hands of who have never been anything more than men. It's really just that was playing in my head during Ironwood's whole skis, and I think it's still really appropriate. So I'll say it now, and I'll definitely say it again, and I've said it before. Fuck you, James Ironwood. Suck a dick. Actually, no, that would be a somewhat enjoyable experience for someone. Maybe not you, but someone. So, fuck yourself with a cactus, and then shove some rubbing alcohol up your ass. my brain, oh god. And the fact there's still one thing that they're not talking about yet, and I'm just waiting for it to show up, because you know it's about to show up at any moment, and that is the giant river of Grimm. Because that's still a thing. Monster may be gone, but there is still the giant river of Grimm. So they're going into the mines. That surely is gonna end well. And we have all the people in the subway station as if Mountain Glen wasn't a thing that totally happened, and shades of Oobleck's whole "those who do not learn from history are destined to repeat it." I look around and I see lives that could have been saved. Like, that is just what's happening here. I need to watch this like 4 more times. The next break I have, I'm just gonna binge this entire season, and I'm going to cry like a motherfucker the entire time. Because I live in fear. I literally had a cup of coffee and like a whole thing of soda earlier before this, so my brain is just one giant alarm signal right now looking at all of this, and I hate. So they all just got back up, so there's gonna be lots of fun arguing and deliberation. She's so cute. She is so cute. He is so cute. She is so cute. That's gay. I'm choosing to focus on how adorable all of these characters are rather than think about the impending doom that's coming, and can anyone blame me? Alright, I'll see you guys next week, honestly, hopefully, depending on how Austin's doing, because we know that this episode was delayed because of all of the flooding and the storms and the poor maintaining of a power grid in Texas due to deregulation, but that's not the point here. So hopefully everyone is doing okay and is safe now. I know that Arnold and Cal put up a fundraiser which helped raise money for all the people who were affected by it, who worked on RWBY, which is really cool. Really cool and really good, not cool. And that I hope everyone's doing alright. I know a lot of them have gotten power back, but hopefully things can go back to working normal. But honestly, if they need to take more time, I realize that people were shitty about it, which I still can't believe. It's like, guys, even if the episode is mostly done, there's so many layers to what goes into producing an animated show, and that's something I feel like a lot of people don't quite understand. A lot of people think it just kind of starts and ends with animation, and that is really not the case here. And I know that we're already approaching at 47 minutes, and I'm about to start on like a rant, so I'm so sorry. I literally was about to sign out, but like, animation is a pipeline. Animation is a part of that pipeline. It is the middle third. There is pre-production, there is production, and there is post-production. And on a show like RWBY, a lot of it is animation, yes, but that does not mean that there's not a lot of previs, and that does not mean that there's not a lot of post-production. Especially a show like this, which is very stylized and has that toon render, can also require a lot of post-production. Any dust and explosions? That's post-production. Any neat effects? Post-production. Depending on how they render things out, even some of the lines that define the characters could technically be considered post-production depending on what they do with them. For example, when we did a tester for my senior film, we had to export out all of the toon render and the line render separately because it took less time, and then we had to run the line render through a noise filter in After Effects and then overlay it back onto it to give it more of a hand-drawn feel. And this was just for a test. And this is for a whole show where I imagine it is much more refined than what 4 of us did in a room at a 3 a.m. Like, there are so many layers to this, even beyond the visual component. There is scoring. There is making sure that all of the animation lines up with the dialogue. Was the animation done to temp lines? Do they need to be changed accordingly? Like, there's so many layers to this. Everything has a check that goes back farther. Things have to be sent back in the pipeline regularly. So even if something is 80% done, there's still gonna be a lot to do. General rule of thumb is that the last 20% of anything is 80% of the work. Is that the last 20% takes more work than it took to get there in the first place. Like, so basically what I'm saying here is give RWBY a fucking break.
Thank you.
Like, I like to think that maybe the people who watch at least my videos are a little bit more lenient with them because I try to give some insight into how hard animation can be and how long it can take, and this is animation in the terms of the pipeline, not specifically as in like the section that's just animation. Like, the entire pipeline is very hard. It's the animation pipeline, the creation pipeline. Like, but just in case any of y'all were being assholes, stop being assholes. Like, they're doing what they can. There are human beings. It's not just a factory machine that shits out an anime every week for you to watch. It takes time. Natural disasters happen. They had to shovel snow into their bathtubs and boil that to drink. I think that takes priority over an animated show, as amazing as the show is. So, like, I'm sorry to go off, but it's fucking ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous that people would be so upset about something like that. Like, if you don't have power, you can't work on your show. If you don't have water to drink, you can't work on your show. If your house is -2 degrees, you can't work on the show. Like, I think giving them an extra week was the least people could do without giving them shit. Like, anyway, I don't want to. Just be a decent human being. Just be a decent human being. Something James Ironwood isn't capable of. And I'll see y'all next week. Hopefully. Things are gonna... There's 13 episodes this volume, I think? There's 12 or 13, so this is 10. This is just... This is gonna be great. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fantastic. Okay, can we just talk for 1 second? And I realize we're approaching an hour. That the fact... just the fact that Crow, as a bird, tackled a dude. It shouldn't be as funny as it is. Okay, wait. Okay, so it looks like he did... Oh, okay. That makes more sense. So he did turn back into a dude as soon as he leapt off the ground. But I love the mental image of Crow Branwen being a bird torpedo. And I really want to draw this column of bird launching and like I didn't notice that he turned back into a person. Also, that was a nice line of action, way to go. But like just the mental image of this bird flinging itself like a football into a dude is so funny. And I'm just gonna think of that in times of weakness. Oh god, and Cinder. Oh, Winter is already... I'm just waiting for her to turn coat. Just, are you defecting, son? That fun moment when you call out your angry coworker while she's having a bitch moment and she's not used to ever having someone interrupt her, so she doesn't know what to do, so she cries. This is just Cinder Fall. So stressed she starts crying. Oh god, like it's so long. How strong is she? Anyway, I gotta stop. I have to apply for jobs. Alright, I'll see you guys next week. Be decent people. Support one another. Stay warm if you're still in Texas. Although Texas is actually back to like 70 degrees. They're being like gaslit by the weather, which is so sad. But just stay safe, you guys. Do what you can. Be careful and get ready for a ride.
Oh my gods. Run! Everyone into the mine!
This was not an accident.
Were those?
This is an emergency CCT broadcast.
This is what happens when you hand over your trust, your safety, your children, to men who claim to be our guardians.
What's going on?
Those ships.
But are, in reality, nothing more than men.